Hello. Hey guys. Today I just wanted to swing back around on the case study as we just closed out February, which went pretty well and starting to move forward. And I'm trying to make sure I keep these up to date and that you see them moving forward. This month was interesting. According to the timeline, I wasn't supposed to post anything. I was 110 posts before, and so I stayed at 110 posts this month. I am laying out some buyer's guides and some stuff that I want to create and get in place prior to the season coming in. I will be working on posts, but I will also be pushing buyer's guides in place so I can take advantage of the traffic when it arrives and try and maximize the income. I won't count the pages against the post count because the pages for buyer's guides I feel aren't best suited as posts in the first place, and I want to be able to craft and put them together. And if I count them as posts, then I just get behind on the actual content, and I don't intend to rank for the buyer's guides. I just want to make them be available to anybody who comes to my site to make a purchase from a link that's easy to show to him. So let's jump into it. So, as before, we started in May, and we're going through May in 24 months. We just closed month 10, and things are starting to look like we're getting some more traffic, which is a nice thing to see. It's a patience game, especially without getting free ODYS domains that are aged, and having to make a site as a normal person who can't buy $2,000 worth of links or get $2,000 worth of links for free. This is kind of the game you're going to play. You just got to be patient. Most people will end up quitting just because they'll make 110 pieces of content, get no traffic, and just decide that the project is a loss and just quit and delete it all right when it was about to become something useful. So don't give up hope. It's nerve-wracking, tiring, exhausting, and exciting all rolled into one. As to my goals, they're the same as they've always been. I do have to start looking into an email list and start thinking about an information product. I don't have anything that jumps out at me right now, but I'll be spending some time trying to figure out what that would look like. As to month 10, I'm supposed to be at 110 pieces of content, as it says right here. And it does have me doing the email list. I haven't started that part yet, just because I've never been a huge email list person. So I have to learn that on the side, and I don't want to bog this down with that part until I can do it right. The monetization's in place and ads are in place. I didn't hit 5,000 page views, and I didn't hit $110. And I can tell you that I'm definitely not at $225 so far for the project. As to right now, we made $7.53 this month, and overall, with all of the costs, so content, the Canva, Whisper, Amalinks, SERP Robot, when you add up everything all together, it's $1,923 that's in cost for 10 months, and I made $7.53 that I took off of the total, so I'm just going to bleed those into the overall. Once the overall turns green, then I'm actually profitable on the site. Until that occurs, I'm losing money. For analytics, this month up 52%, so 663 views versus 435. I'm very happy with that, and that's what I'm really hoping to start seeing going into the season here, is to start seeing some really big springboarding, which is why I'm really interested in making sure that I build some pages and work on some more internal linking just to maximize any value of anybody who makes it to my site this season. I do think if I can get a page structure in place for some best gear, then I should see the affiliate jump up very well if the traffic grows as I hope. As the Search Console, you can see from Google itself, that's nearly 100% gain in clicks from Google itself, and about 75% increase in impressions, with my position increasing and the CTR increasing. These CTR should go up as you go up in average position, as long as your titles are good. Once you move higher in the SERP, you should get clicked more often just by default, because people tend to go less and less down if an answer in the top 10 fulfills their wants and needs. So I'm happy. It's in the right direction. Much better than some of those previous months where you could probably hear my overall irritation with it not going anywhere. It's par for the course, everybody. Everybody goes through it. As to Discover, apparently now it gets some heartbeats with Discover. I mean, I'm happy with a 35% click-through rate. Unfortunately, it's only 14 total times I got shown. I'm hoping maybe with this season it'll start to crank up a little bit more. At least I know it can show up and that it is possible to appear in Discover, which hopefully can lead to some traffic boosts. As to coverage, it's still just as messy as it's always been. It actually lost total index posts. I'm going to go look at reworking some of those posts and making sure they're detailed enough and different enough from anything that's there. Work with Instantanex hasn't really done much. Overall, everything's growing. Everything's moving up. I got 3 changes in the top 3, so I moved up to 13. The more I can get up there, the better at this point, because the more people I can just get in, the more data Google gets on my site, the more quality it starts to look with people having long read times. I am excited to see all green. Overall, I am hoping to start seeing some of that top 100. I mean, because that basically shows me that almost as soon as it can get indexed, I'm at least getting into the top 10 and starting to move up. It's just the stuff that isn't ranking just isn't ranking. It's not going anywhere. It's not getting indexed. Nothing's being done to it. So I'll have to take a look at those if it keeps up for a while. As to Amazon, as you can see, that's super excited, negative 96 cents. So somebody bought something at the tail end of last month and returned it this month. So negative $32 in shipped revenue and negative 96 cents. Zoic went up to $8.49, so I mean almost $12 EPMV. A lot of it is just what ad you get on what given day changes what you make out of it. Overall, a 50% growth in the month, leading toward the season kicking in at about 12 months in age. That should be about 70-80 posts starting to hit, full steam ahead, hopefully, if this can get going into the summer. We'll see how it goes. Leave me a comment if you're got any questions or anything I could add to make it more valuable. I am trying to make a far more realistic one than everybody else I see online. Everybody else online is buying thousands of posts and spending $5,000 to get writers to do everything. I'm just trying to approach this more like anyone who has some time because they have a normal job and some time where they just can't work on it, where I have to outsource stuff just because the job and life take precedence. I'm just not going to lose the timeline, and I want to see what we're at